Hey guys, welcome to my channel. On today's video, we're going to learn how to prime canvases and wood panels. For the materials that I use a sponge brush, and some people use a regular brush, which is fine too, but I choose not to only because it leaves those little hairs, gesso, and gloves. Sandpaper is optional, but I like to use it when I'm priming my wood panels and my canvases. Okay, let's get started. So normally when I first start gessoing, I use a empty palette, but for this one I used this one since it was kind of old, and I do have leftover paint, but the paint has dried up and it's not going to interfere with the gesso that I'm applying. What you want to do is apply the gesso in one direction first, and then after it dries, then you change direction, and that way the board or whatever you're gessoing has a nice layer. It doesn't have too many textures. Unless you want that approach, then it's totally fine. After you complete the first layer, you want to wait until it's fully dry before you start again. And then with this board, as I'm waiting, I'm going to start on the next board, which is actually canvas. So the gesso I use, I get at Blick, but any gesso you get at Michael's or any craft store is good as well. And then you want to use a jar. You never want to grab gesso from the bottle or the can because you might not use everything. At least if you transfer it to glass or jar, you're not wasting a lot of gesso. So with this canvas, this is actually already primed. This is the first layer, and as you can tell on the edges, you can definitely tell where I didn't prime. So this is important when you're gessoing canvases, because unlike the boards that I use with a clear gesso, you can't really tell, but with a canvas you can, because it's white. So you can see the spots that you miss, and then you can see the other spots that if you want to go over again. Also with gesso, some people like to dilute it with water, and some people like to add acrylic paint to it just to give it a nice tint. What I'm doing here is just applying gesso directly from the can, so it's a lot thicker than what other people like to apply, but it's totally up to you how you apply it. And after you apply the layer of gesso, you have to wait till it dries, and then you can sand it. So here I'm sanding around the whole canvas, trying to give it a nice smooth layer. You can prime and sand as many times as you'd like to the point where you're satisfied, but for these panels I primed it about 3-4 times, and this is how they look. After letting them dry completely, these are now ready to paint. Thanks for watching.